Did you know that Walt Disney was once fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination? Or that Oprah Winfrey was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she was unfit for television? Hard to believe, right? Here's another question. Can you recall a time when one mistake changed your life for the better, even though it didn't feel like it at the time? If you can, you've already learned one of life's greatest lessons. Mistakes aren't the end of the road. They're detours to something better. We live in a world where perfection is praised and failure is feared. But here's the truth no one tells you often enough. Mistakes are not setbacks. They are powerful teachers. Behind every successful person is a long trail of failures, missteps, and wrong turns that shape them into who they are. Whether you're a student, a creator, a business person, or someone just trying to figure life out. This story will show you how mistakes, when embraced, can lead to unexpected growth and even success. But let's be honest, we're afraid of making mistakes. From childhood, we're taught that failure is shameful. Get the answer wrong in school? You're embarrassed. Mess up at work? You fear getting fired. Stumble in a relationship? You feel unworthy. This fear holds people back from starting new projects, speaking up in meetings, launching businesses, or simply trying something new. And what's the cost? Lost potential, paralyzed dreams, untold stories. But what if we changed the way we looked at mistakes? What if we treated them not as dead ends, but as stepping stones? Let's dive into some real stories that prove mistakes are often blessings in disguise. 1. Thomas Edison, the light bulb moment. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Before he invented the light bulb, he faced over 1,000 failed attempts. But instead of giving up, he saw each failure as a clue, a step closer to the answer. Today, because of his perseverance, the world lives in light. 2. J.K. Rowling, from rejection to revolution. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. She was unemployed, a single mother, and struggling with depression. Her manuscript sat in rejection piles, again and again, but she didn't give up. Had those publishers not said no, she wouldn't have refined her story, found a right home for it, or connected with millions of readers worldwide. 3. Steve Jobs, fired from his own company. Imagine creating a company in your garage, turning it into a global tech empire, and then being fired from it. That's what happened to Steve Jobs at Apple. But instead of letting the mistake of arrogance or leadership style ruin him, he used the time away to learn, grow, and start Pixar. Years later, he returned to Apple, more mature, more focused, and led it to historic success. 4. Serena Williams, the power of loss. Even in sports, mistakes matter. Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, has lost many important matches. Some due to unforced errors, injuries, or even poor judgment. But in interviews, she said, "Every loss, every mistake, I take it, I study it, I grow from it." Her resilience didn't just win her titles. It made her a legend. 5. Personal story. Leo and the job interview. Let me tell you a story about Leo, a recent college graduate who applied for his dream job at a top marketing firm. He prepped for weeks. The interview started strong, but then came the question, "What's your biggest weakness?" Leo froze, panicked, mumbled something vague about being a perfectionist. He knew he'd blown it. Rejected. He was crushed. But instead of wallowing, Leo emailed the interviewer to thank them for the experience and politely asked what he could have done better. Surprisingly, the interviewer responded with detailed feedback. Leo took the advice, worked on it, and 6 months later, he got hired by the same company for another role. The initial mistake? It made him reflect, grow, and stand out. So, what's the lesson? Mistakes are powerful teachers because they do 3 things. Reveal blind spots. They show us what we need to work on. Build resilience. Each failure thickens your skin and sharpens your focus. Lead to better versions of ourselves. If we reflect, not regret, we evolve. The real difference between people who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's how they treat their mistakes. Do they bury them or learn from them? Let's summarize the journey we just took. Everyone makes mistakes, even the most successful people in the world. Fear of failure is natural but dangerous. It holds us back from trying. Mistakes, when viewed as lessons, can spark growth and creativity. Real change happens when we reflect on our missteps and apply the wisdom. The truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Your mistakes are not marks of shame. They are signs of progress, of effort, of trying. Now it's your turn. Have you ever made a mistake that taught you a powerful lesson? Maybe it was a failed relationship, a wrong career move, or a simple decision that didn't go as planned, but changed you for the better? Share your story in the comments below. You never know who might be inspired by your journey. And if you want more inspiration, check out our next video on how to turn any challenge into a comeback. Because life isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning how to bounce back stronger.